Welcome to the first ever Culture Shot, a new podcast, thing. I'm your host, Pierce. This is the other host, Alec.
Yeah.
And there's a cat next to me that I'm trying to pet, but whatever.
But yes, Culture Shot. I think what Pierce and I have planned for is talk about games, talk about movies.
Music, everything. Except politics.
We don't like that.
Yeah. That's not fun. That's not Trilio. I don't like politics. And anime.
Oh,
I know, I like anime. I like anime.
Yes.
I hate politics. I love anime.
You need to make that very clear.
Right, very clear. Literally watch anime like every day.
In fact, as soon as you came in, I was watching anime.
Right.
So.
You're watching Fate Extra, Fate
Zero?
Yeah.
Which
There's
is like
too many Fates that I can't, keep track of.
From what I know, Fate Zero is like the prequel to every... Or
Sure.
at least to Unlimited... I don't know. I'll figure it out as I watch.
I've only played the games. I played the one that was on PSP, Fate Unlimited Codes, which that game, it's a fighting game.
Which
and made by Capcom, and made by Capcom, and you can definitely tell it was made by Capcom just because the combo structure and just the crazy horse crap that you can do.
And did they only give you 5 characters with the other 20 as DLC?
Right, they did. No, it was for a PSP game that because originally came out on PS2 in Japan. It had all the characters from it was literally a PS2 port, which I was like, hey, cool, whatever. I found that out and I was like, oh, I would love to play this game. Then I was just going through the PSP store when it was still active, and there was, and I was like, oh shoot, $20, bet. So that made me play. I put a bunch of time in that game. It had a story mode that it's. In all honesty, don't go for a fighting game for its story unless it's made by NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah,
they're the only ones. Right? They're the only ones that know how to make a story for a fighting game. But even then, they can get kind of cheesy and kind of dumb, and it's like, okay, okay, Batman, you would do that, okay.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a good topic for another day.
Right. But
fighting game storylines.
But I love Tekken storyline. I love it more than anything. It's dumb, but that is so stupid. But
I believe it.
I got so attached to the story when Tekken 3 came out because of my boy Jin Kazama. And then I literally was going on the internet trying to figure out the story. I was like, okay, what happened with Jin's dad? Who's he? And then I was like, oh wait, he fights Kazuya and his mom Jun. And I was like, oh. There's a whole overarching story that the characters sort of evolve and shift to their surrounding, what's going on. I would say Tekken's one of the few fighting games where the characters and the story and the gameplay kind of interact with one another.
Oh, where it's all cohesive and one affects the other type of deal.
Yeah, kind of you literally saw all these characters grow in age. Heihachi had black hair in Tekken 1, and then in Tekken 3 he had gray hair, but he was fighting different. He didn't really move like a younger guy. So I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool. And then you see how Jin, how he fought in Tekken 3, he completely changed in Tekken 4. It was a whole new moveset. Everything. He was on the cover of Tekken 4.
Oh, yeah, with the hood.
Yeah, with the hood. I hate that costume to this day, but I actually use it a lot.
Is that the one that had Tekken Force in it? Or the beat 'em up?
They all had Tekken Force except 1, 2, and 7.
Oh, I don't remember it being in 3 for some...
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Oh,
yeah, it was sort of a Streets of
it?
Rage mixed with Tekken, and I was like, oh, I love this. I still have my copy of Tekken 3. I'll play that from time to time just because, Tekken Force is awesome. I don't care what anyone says.
I like it.
Right.
I ain't proving you wrong. When I saw that they were putting Tekken Bowling,
I was so pissed off at that.
I was like, what's the deal with this?
I hate Tekken Bowling. It's fun as an app, you little dumb app on your phone. But
that's
I was
what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I was disappointed by that. But, speaking of, DLC. Love that segue, right? Final Fantasy 15 just announced that they're going to be doing more DLC into 2018.
Mm.
So like they did the episode, what's that big dude's name?
Oh, Gladio.
Gladio, right? Whatever. They did episode Gladio, episode Prompto, which just won an award. Yeah, like they won they literally won an award for that. Not like for like best DLC, but like if you play that, it's very emotional because you get to see a glimpse of Prompto's character and like his origins and all of that. Just a small like quick thing in like the main story of the game, and it's never really like explicitly expounded on. But in like the DLC, they really like, bam, like they they show it a lot. And like I teared up a little bit. Like whenever Prompto came on the screen, like he was like wanted to like do like some actual talking. I was like, you're an actual character.
Yeah.
This is, I'm not used to this. This is weird, and it just, it was fantastic. And then next in December they have episode Ignis.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious as to what they're going to do afterwards. Yeah, because I honestly don't see where they could go. But
we need more crossovers.
Right, that Assassin's Creed crossover, which I wasn't expecting that.
No.
That came out of left field.
When somebody's like, oh yeah, Ubisoft and Square Enix are going to do a crossover DLC for Final Fantasy 15.
Right, that doesn't even make sense.
If you would have told me that like 4 years ago, I'd be like, you're
crazy.
crazy.
If you told me that the day before it came out, I'd have said, yeah, you're crazy.
I'm like, stop taking acid.
Right,
go
stop
home.
doing drugs. You need help. Like, they don't even know each other. Like, Ubisoft and Square Enix are like, who are you?
But then again, Ubisoft did a team up with Nintendo, so...
Everyone wants to do a team with Nintendo. Like, everyone wants to be a part of Nintendo. Like, everyone wants to bite Nintendo. Everyone wants to, like... Oh, we're... Like, when the Switch came out, PlayStation was like, yeah, so we have, like, our own thing that's, like, it's gonna be like the Switch. But they didn't say that explicitly, but, like, it was just all over the place. And everyone saw how popular it was. Like, I think Nintendo were veering off terribly. But... I think Nintendo is kind of like a trendsetter, almost.
Yeah.
In a way.
It sometimes works.
Yes,
it sometimes doesn't.
works. Like when it works, like with the Wii, PlayStation and Microsoft are like, we got Motion Plus, we got Kinect. And like I wonder what they're like at the Nintendo headquarters. They're like, what? That's our thing. Like, at least with Microsoft, they did it like your whole
where it's
body.
like totally hands-free.
Yeah, but if you were black, you couldn't really do anything. Like, it was like, all right, move your hand.
Had to put like a giant backlight behind you.
Yeah, the big light. Yeah, that's what I literally had to do. I had to put up because I had the Kinect and I had like the brightest light in the universe.
Well, that's
the only
fair.
time it ever worked.
I'm white as a sheet, and it could sometimes not pick me up if it was
But
too dark.
it would pick you better up than...
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that I'm
yeah.
supporting your case with how bad it tracked sometimes.
Right.
So.
But, anyway, back to we veered off crazy.
Yeah, so, what do you... Because you've played the DLC.
I played. I bought the Season Pass. I bought the dumb weapons. Which... But they're like 50 cents or whatever. And so I was like,
sure, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I have 50 cents to spare.
It's either that or a piece of bubble gum from the vending machine. So.
That bubble gum's disgusting.
It is. Lasts for 2 seconds.
That's really good.
But what do you think, or roundabout guesses, and they could be totally way in left field, or even what you hope that they have for DLC in 2018, because we already got multiplayer DLC now,
yeah, it's
which
coming out
I
on
never
October
would
31st.
Yeah, which I never would have thought would have happened.
Oh no, because they took the multiplayer out of Final Fantasy Type 0 HD for whatever reason, but then they added it in. They're adding it in Final Fantasy 15. So I don't know. A DLC that I would like for Final Fantasy 15 is I would really love to see like the movie that they put out.
Oh, the Kingsglaive.
Yeah,
movie.
the Kingsglaive. I would love to see that as a game.
Oh, that would actually be pretty sweet, because I've seen the movie. And
the movie was awesome.
It's pretty good.
Everyone who was in that movie did a fantastic job. I thought it was going to be like just stupid, like whatever, like it's a throwaway thing. But no, it actually turned out to be really good. Like I like it more than Advent Children, and I love Advent Children.
Those are pretty big words to say.
Those are pretty big words to say. Like I think Advent Children is more like action-packed towards the end,
That's true.
Because in the beginning, there's just a bunch of talking, and then there's like
It's
a
a
quick
slow
action
burn.
scene. Yeah. And it's like, and it's cool talking, like it's interesting. I love the guy who does Cloud's voice. I love the, like, oh, this is what happens with everything after Final Fantasy VII. I love that whole aspect. I love the, the three triplets or whatever who and then the one guy who becomes Sephiroth or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it just
Kingsglaive actually fits into the storyline and everything.
Right, and it makes sense. Like literally, where Kingsglaive ends, the game begins.
And what's cool too is that even while you're playing the game, it shows some of the cutscenes.
Yeah, like at the very end.
While you're doing this is what's happening in the movie.
Right, I like that, and I think Final Fantasy 15, in my opinion, is like one of the best things created. Well, it's not like top 10. It's not like Super Mario World or anything like that.
Yeah,
but it is just everything that they put in it, and all the free stuff that they're giving out.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the free content is really cool. Like that Assassin's Creed crossover is I could have seen them charging this is $10.
But it was completely free.
Completely free. I
still need to play it actually.
I know it's really good. I really love it. But a crossover that I would love to see with Final Fantasy 15. I mean, it's already anime as ever. I would love to see a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my gosh! I thought you would say something.
I was going to say Dragon Ball Z, but that would just be too weird.
Yeah, but you're going to see Noctis going Super Saiyan.
Right, he gets blonde hair. That'd actually be pretty cool. I would but
and then Gladio is AKA the new Broly.
He's just shouting. It's like, what's wrong with Gladio? No, actually, I mean, yeah, I would love a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Give them all the different costumes that each of the Joestar family wore. I would love to see Noctis dressed as young Joseph Joestar, and Gladio dressed as Jotaro, Prompto dressed as Johnny Joestar. These are all going over your head.
Yeah,
I'm who are these people you're saying? Just look them up. Actually, no, he's too much of a punk to be Dio. I would like to see Ignis as. Never mind. I don't really. I literally thought of this 2 seconds ago.
Fine. That's fine.
But I would like to see a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure crossover. If Assassin's Creed can happen, hey, why not throw JoJo a bone?
Yeah, right.
Right. Everyone loves JoJo. Have you watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No, I have not.
No? Oh, man.
I'll get on it eventually.
Another DLC I would like to see is something exploring the Crown City. Because when they first announced the game, 10 years ago, they showed you running through the city and all that. And in the Platinum demo, you weren't running around the city, but you were in an area. I would love to see if a sort of that's what I'm looking for. I want to explore that city. We never got to see their home ground, or we never got to expand it. The only city we saw was it was Altissia, and
I can't remember all the cities that you see in there.
Right,
but there's a lot.
Yeah, and those were cool cities, but I was I really want to see the Crown City because they keep talking about it.
Yeah, and you only see it in the movie.
Right, you only ever see it.
So it's
which actually I think that would actually go good with making the movie a game, or just
so you can see the city.
Yeah, and I think Square's given us a lot of free DLC, and they continue to do that. I wouldn't mind if they charged it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because they've been super good about the content that they give you. It's not just throwaway content. Hey. You can walk a little faster now, so
yeah,
thank us.
Yeah, I really do think Square is doing good on supporting the game.
Yeah,
unlike some other companies, BioWare.
They stopped with Mass Effect. They're
we're not doing this anymore.
Anthem, which Anthem looks really good. Anyway, what would you like to see?
I do agree with you for sure on.
A JoJo crossover? Yeah.
No, Kingsglaive DLC type thing. I would also like to see, and I'm not sure exactly how this would work, but an episode Luna Freya. Because
that would actually be very interesting. Because she's doing a lot of stuff that we really didn't get to see.
Yeah, because, like, you know, at the beginning of the game, it just, or even in the movie, it's like, oh, here's this childhood friend person that you had.
Right.
But now you've been separated for X number of years.
10 plus years.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, okay, now she's back. It's like,
Yeah, like,
well, what has she been doing in this
like,
time?
what's going
like,
on?
what is the extent of, like, her abilities?
Right.
Like, what's the whole history behind their deal? So,
and I think, I mean, Final Fantasy 15 did a great job expounding on, you know, Noctis, Ignis, Prompto, and Gladio. I keep forgetting his name. But they had some amazing side characters, like Lunafreya's brother.
Oh, yeah.
You see his, like, motives and everything in the movie, but I think that, like, I really just want them to, like, just, like, go all out with the side characters. Like, because, like, a lot of them are really cool. Like, the girl, have you beat 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So the girl who'll become, I forget her name, the girl who's Shiva, whatever, the ice.
Oh, it's Lunafreya's, like, guardian.
Yeah, the guardian lady, whatever. I want to see, like,
I was like, what?
So it's like, this chick's awesome. Like, whoa, wait, what are you doing? What's going on? You're a god? You're a goddess?
Right.
You failed to mention that. Like, I think even Noctis was surprised. She was like, whoa, what? What? When? Like,
right.
Like, knocked in the game. They were surprised that she was.
It's like, hey,
right.
By the
way, I'm the other god. The other one of the gods you're looking for.
The other summon that you need.
Right. Yeah. I was like it the whole time. I could have helped you, but I was like, I
could have helped you like 3 levels.
Remember when we were fighting those demons? I was watching. I didn't want to help one time.
Yeah. But, like, because I really liked Lunafreya in the movie, but when it came to the game, like, it felt like she was a throwaway character. Exactly.
Like, it felt like Mario. You're just going to you go into another place. Oh, your princess isn't here. Oh,
right.
Like, oh, your princess is here. And then when you finally get her, it's like, all right, like, this was, what were you doing? Why did I have to go through, like, all of this crap to get to you? Like,
when there was, I'm not trying to spoil it, but there was points in the game where she was, spoiler alert, there was points in the game where she was literally right in front of your face.
Right.
And, like, you just
derped.
Right. like, obviously I know for the game storyline, like, it happened that way. And then, like, the point in the game where they actually want you to care about her, it's like, cool, like...
I never care about Peach once I save her. Like, I'm like, chick, you weren't even handcuffed or anything. You were just chilling.
Yeah, and it's not like I needed, like, flashback levels of them as kids or some other random crap.
I think they did that just to add to, you know, oh, this is why you have to save her.
Right. And it's like, oh. It's like I almost cared more about Gladio's sister. Like, I would rather ship to that relationship versus this. And
yeah, on my second playthrough, I was trying so hard to get them together, like her and Noctis. I was like, yeah, let's go. It's a date, yeah. I was like, because one, Luna didn't really, I don't think she, like, even liked me, because, like, she was so, like, whatever. Like, it just felt like she, like, Lunafreya was like, oh, hey, Noct, whatever. You know? Yeah. But, like, Gladio's sister was like, Noct, hey, how's it going? It's like, she wanted to, like, spend time with him, and, like, it was clear that she did like him.
Yeah, and, like, they touch on that, I think, in the Brotherhood anime a little.
I still haven't watched that.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's only...
It's 5 episodes, but...
Yeah, if you add up each episode, because each one's, like, 15 to 20 minutes long, it's... like an hour and a half.
Oh, so I thought it was 30 minutes. That's kind of why I was just avoiding it, but I will still watch.
Yeah, they're almost like
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Of course.
Like, it's super good.
But yeah, so number one, really want like an episode of Lunafreya or just something to give more meaning. Like, so at least just give me something so if I went to go play the game again, I would feel that much more caring towards her character. And then I guess another DLC I would like, especially since they have that whole ship traveling aspect, I would like them to go to other continents of like the Final Fantasy universe.
Also, like a crossover with Final Fantasy VII.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would actually be dope.
Like, go to Midgar, or go to...
Actually...
Or go to, like, because what continent does this take place in? Because...
Oh, dude,
I don't know. But... Or if they could go to Final Fantasy 12, which is Ivalice, I think. But...
I played a total of 4 Final Fantasy games.
That's more or less what I've played.
Right.
And Final Fantasy 15 is the first one I finished.
I think I finished 4, and that was on the Game Boy Advance. And that was the first time I ever played a Final Fantasy game.
Okay.
And I love Final Fantasy 4. I don't know why. It's an amazing game.
I can't argue with you. So.
Yeah, the story is like super good. I love Cecil, whatever his name is. I like Kane I loved Kane. He was really cool.
Well, I heard 4 is like one of the better ones. So.
Yeah, and I still need to buy. I don't want to buy the 4-2 or whatever the after years, because 1 I heard that was terrible, and 2 I just was like, it ended the way it had a great ending. You don't need any of that. You don't need to do that. Like the concept is cool, and I was like, oh, that's all right. It's cool, I guess. But yeah, and the other Final Fantasy games that you played have been offshoots. Like Dissidia, which I'm excited for that.
Oh, it does look good. So, is that all pure multiplayer, or is there any?
No, there's actually single player. I got to play the beta for it, which thanks Square Enix. Appreciate you. Don't you say
shout out?
Yeah, shout out Square Enix. But yeah, no, the beta. I couldn't find a match to save my life, so I literally was just in practice mode the entire time.
Oh, okay. And
which I didn't really mind that because it is so different than the other Dissidia games. And granted, those are on PSP, so of course it's going to be, different. But it was more... of course it wasn't finished. But that game has crazy potential. When that comes out, I'm going to spend so much time playing that.
Oh, yeah.
It is a lot of fun.
Because I remember how in-depth the first Dissidia one was.
Yeah.
And that was just, you versus the computer, but you could go into these whole, skill customizations and all that.
And then in the second one, they added, a full story mode where, the first one had a story mode, too, but it wasn't, as extensive as the second one. They really upped the ante. You were running around, it was, had an open world and everything like that. No, it was really good. Then once you beat it, you got the first game, so it's all right, sweet, all right, cool. Right, I have no problem with that. But on the topic of DLC, what is your favorite, your top 2 favorite DLCs that you've ever bought?
Okay, so the first one I knew right off the top of my head, and it was Lair of the Shadow Broker from Mass Effect 2.
What? I never played. I played 2 seconds of Mass Effect 2.
Oh my god, it's the best one of probably the trilogy.
Oh no, I know it's the best one. I played a little bit of the story, and I was it just came at. I picked it up at a terrible time.
Okay, that's fair.
I picked it up when it was $5 at GameStop. That's how late I got.
Okay, so you weren't in the hype of it, the hype train for it. Okay,
I was.
That's fair.
I bought it when they were I bought it when it came out. Not when it came out. I bought it when there were other games that looked way prettier than that, and I'm playing Mass Effect 2. I was like, this is kind of weird looking.
Oh, it's. I mean, I would say it would probably still hold up as far as gameplay, but it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, gameplay wise, it was awesome. It's just visually on the eyes. I was like, I can't do it. This is weird.
You're right.
Why is that guy's face moving like that?
Yep.
What's
probably still better than Andromeda's, but so yeah, basically Lair of the Shadow Broker, just to give you the.
That's a
spiel.
Cool name. That sounds like something from Destiny. It's weird, but it's really cool.
Well, what's so cool about this DLC is because throughout the Mass Effect franchise, they tell you about this person that they refer to as the Shadow Broker, and it's this mysterious person or entity that nobody's known, but
Was it Martin Sheen?
What?
Wasn't he in one of the Mass Effects? Wasn't he in 3? Martin Sheen or Charlie? Was Charlie Sheen in it? What? I swear.
What?
Wasn't... I'm sorry.
Oh, like somebody did the voice of one of the characters?
The mysterious man.
Oh, the elusive man. The mysterious man. No. So, okay, so the Shadow Broker's different than the elusive man. The Shadow Broker was able to, like, he would, like, the mastermind behind pulling all the strings for, you know, like, and then, like, how you would find out all this information. I can't remember everything specifically, but, not only that, but it was the only way that you can continue a relationship with one of the characters, Liara, because in Mass Effect 2 you couldn't, because she was, like, what's cool is they interwoven this story in a way that they kind of validated why this had to be DLC. Because it wasn't, like, important to the narrative of Mass Effect 2, but it was cool because...
It was important to the character.
It was important to, like, Liara, the side character. Okay. Like, she's actually investigating this while you're off doing this.
Okay. That's interesting.
And you can continue that relationship, and it's just... It was a cool DLC. Like, it was really action-packed, and it was almost like an action movie, but in space.
Well, when they inevitably remake the first 3 Mass Effect games on PS4, are going to, I can feel it.
Oh, I'm sure they will someday.
Yeah, probably next year. I will play Mass Effect 2 final because it'll at least look prettier.
Yeah, I say you gotta.
I feel kind of shallow saying that, but
no, it's fine. You'd have to play through the whole trilogy, and don't let people tell you, "Oh, the engine of 3 sucks." It's fine.
What engine were they using? Was it Frostbite?
I don't even know what they were using in Mass Effect 1 through 3. I think it was just their own proprietary engine that it wasn't like Unreal. It wasn't. Well,
I thought like EA's was Frostbite.
Yeah, but I don't think they used Frostbite for
Mass Effect.
For Mass Effect,
it was only like a Battlefield and
because I think Frostbite's
Madden.
Yeah, that's specifically for those. I don't know what they were using for Mass Effect, but
it doesn't matter.
The other DLC that I put on here, and people are going to probably yell at me if they know the game anyway. It's the true ending for Asura's Wrath. And the reason why it shouldn't be one that I like is that it was like, I think it was like $7 or $10 to buy it.
No, I think it was more.
It might have been even $20.
I don't know. No, Capcom's crazy, but they're not.
They're not that crazy.
Never mind, they are that crazy.
I'm going to say max it was $10, and if it wasn't $10, I got it on sale for $10.
Right, okay.
Something like along those lines. But basically, if you don't know what this game is, it's called Quick Time Event the Movie.
Whatever. I love Asura's Wrath.
I love it too.
The DLC for that one.
I really do love it. But it's basically this demigod that destroys all these other demigods after getting revenge on them for kidnapping his daughter, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they keep the true ending as a DLC.
Capcom is that was the most gangster thing Capcom could ever do. Is like, you want that real ending?
Yeah, because
you don't cough up some money.
And they don't even be subtle about it, because the Golden Spider at the end's like, heh heh heh. See, blah, blah, blah.
Got your wallet out?
He's like, I've been pulling the strings the whole time. And it's like, and then it's like, I bought it right away because I'm like, I need to know how this ends. But it was awesome.
Oh, yeah,
it was worth every penny.
Oh, yeah.
What were 2 of your favorites?
Well, Asura's Wrath was one of mine. Nice. I love the DLC for that. Like, I got to fight Evil Ryu and Okuma and Oni.
On the moon.
On the moon, yeah. Asura's Wrath is just balls to the wall crazy for no reason at all. So, like, at one point in the game, you're fighting your master, and he, like, stabs you to the moon. And I was like, wow, that's... No, they were already on the moon. He stabs you to Earth.
Yeah.
And so, like... And so at one point,
and
like,
the sword goes through the Earth's core, too, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, that game is literally crack.
Yeah.
But... At one point, when you're fighting your master, he splits the moon in half, and then when you in the DLC, when you're fighting Evil Ryu, like, he punches your face like on the edge of the moon, and it fixes itself. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. And then once you beat Evil Ryu, Akuma comes out of nowhere like a gangster and just punches Ryu wherever. I don't know where he went. And then like they fight, and then you fight Oni. And you fight Akuma in the Street Fighter 4, how Street Fighter 4 played.
Okay.
And then you fight him.
Yeah, that's right. That was cool.
That was really cool. And then like they're fighting, like Akuma and Oni and Asura are just like they're going at it. And so like they're fighting like so hard. That's a weird thing to say. That like they turn into stone.
I can't remember. That.
You didn't play that. You only bought the real ending. I bought everything for that dumb game.
Well, because I did buy. I think I bought the DLC for Ryu.
I think it all came with one pack. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it did. I can't remember. I bet if I... Because I feel like I did play the Akuma one, because I remember that one QuickTime event where literally
press B.
Like, yeah, it's B, like, times 3 million on the screen, and you're just, like, mashing it.
Right, and then, like, it was just so
I probably do remember
crazy.
That was crazy.
Like, I love that. Like, I would love to see them remaster Asura's Wrath.
Yes.
When I bought that DLC, if I saw a dollar sign next to it, I was like, buy it. I gotta know how this game. I gotta know this game ends. I can't help it.
It's a crazy, interesting.
Yeah, but
it's not for everybody. But
no, it is really not for everyone. I think it's for people who like anime, who don't have a lot of time on their hands, and they just want something different.
Yeah, and
like they don't want the.
It's
very different. It's very crazy.
What's your other DLC? What's your favorite? Because you said Asura's Wrath.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. What is my other one? Oh, no. Wait. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, The Witcher. Witcher 3.
Oh, see, that would probably be on my list if I played The Witcher 3. So
you need to play The Witcher 3.
I have it. It's just still shrink-wrapped. Yep.
Don't you put Persona 5 away for 2 seconds?
I can't.
And play The Witcher 3, the best, like one of the best games that I've played in a long time.
I'm just trying to be a good person and play the first one and the second one, but the first one is so hard to play.
I literally just jumped into the third one.
It's so
They
hard. They
recap everything. You can just jump into it. You don't have to. Like,
I know.
Your choices, it does, like, nothing matters in 3. Like, if you, like, didn't really carry over or whatever. Like, I
don't even know if you can. Because the first one's for PC.
That was for Xbox. Or they made it for Xbox. I don't know.
Maybe they did, but...
I saw Witcher 2 and I was like, oh, this is cool, but I never played it. And then I saw Witcher 3, like, I bought it the day before it came out because they lifted some embargo on it. Oh. And I was like, oh, cool. All right, whatever, I'll buy it. I had no intentions of buying it the day it came out.
My memories of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt will always be finding it at Meijer and they mismarked. It was like the day it came out and then they mismarked it for $20 instead of $50.
Did you get it for $20?
Yeah, I got it for $20.
That's awesome.
And it was the complete edition too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was the day that the complete edition came out, and so I got all the DLC on there.
Like the DLC is definitely worth it. Like the DLC is like, I didn't mind that they charged for it. For some DLC, I kind of had. I'm like, oh, like this should have been in the game, like Asura's Wrath, but I have a problem, so I'll still buy it. But with Witcher, I was like, this is great. Like what was it?
Because there's the Blood and Wine DLC.
Yeah.
And then is it Hearthfire or Hearth something? I thought it was Hearth something for the other.
Yeah.
DLC that was good.
They were literally like another game, and they only charged $25 for like both of them. Like together, they were $25. I was like, you could have charged more for this. What are you doing?
Well,
like freaking Batman Arkham Knight has like had that $50 DLC pass that I bought.
Oh no, is this the one that came with all the costumes?
I think so.
Or was it for Arkham Knight? I can't.
Arkham Knight, yeah, and oh my god, I hate that DLC. Like that was the worst DLC. I
that's
ever
the
bought.
one with like Robin and Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah, like that had like
that DLC.
Yeah, well, like that was part of like the pack. That was the Batgirl one, which that was like literally like an hour of gameplay, and I was like, I wanted more of that, like because it was an interesting story, but like it was an hour.
They just tease you,
right? And it wasn't even like a good tease. It was like Well, I hate the Arkham Knight DLC because literally none of it was worth it until the Season of Infamy, which even then that was kind of borderline. This is still kind of stupid. What are you doing? And they wanted like $40 or $50 for it. And I remember working at GameStop, and my boss was like, "Yeah, you have to like sell that." And I was like, "None of this stuff is like kind of like good though. Like, why would anyone buy this? This isn't worth it. $50?
That's pretty bad.
Or $40? Whatever. I think it was like $40 or whatever. Like, it was literally robbery. Like, whenever someone like bought it, I was like, "Do you want anything else in the cash register?" Like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I won't tell anyone. No snitches get stitches." But no, I hate that DLC.
So that's probably one of your not favorite DLCs then, I'm guessing.
No, I hate Arkham Knight too.
Oh.
But I also like it at the same time. We have a weird relationship.
It's a love-hate relationship.
No, I kind of like it a little bit.
And just hate it a lot.
Okay. It's like, it came after Arkham City, and Arkham City was a fantastic game. Like,
From what I've played of Arkham City,
I have nothing bad to say about Arkham City. Literally nothing. Like, I was like, yeah, no, Batman. But with Arkham Knight, oh my gosh, we're veering off. Whatever.
What's your other
yeah?
hated
Oh yeah,
DLC?
I'm not going to get into that. Anything Call of Duty related.
That's fair, because all it is maps.
It's just maps. Like,
and they can charge you up.
It's
up
it's
butt.
$50. It's $50 for like every stupid DLC pass, and it's like, so am I getting anything else with this, or is just like these maps?
Maybe
like,
some new gun skins.
I can make my gun look like a weed plant. Cool. Like, that's the stupidest thing. Like, oh my gosh, Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty. I like the single player.
The campaigns?
Yeah, the campaigns. I think Modern Warfare 2 had one of the best, like, that second mission where you're in the airport.
Oh, I know. That's the No Rushing.
No Rushing, yeah.
I haven't played it, but I just know.
Oh my gosh. I think I was like 14 or whatever. And I was playing at my friend Zach's house. And I was there, like, Operation No Mission. I was like, all right, cool. We about to kill a bunch of bad guys. All right.
JK, it's a bunch of good guys.
Yeah, literally, just you unloaded on these innocent people, and I was like, "Oh my way, what's going on? You can't put that in a game. You're killing people at an airport." And so I was like freaking out. But as I was freaking out, I was like, well, maybe if I don't shoot, they won't the people will die. No, they all died. So I was like, I guess I gotta kill them. Like, I was overthinking. I was like, that person probably has a family.
A virtual family.
But, oh my gosh. But they've gotten progressively dumber as the games went on. I think Black Ops 3 is the dumbest game, the dumbest Call of Duty game. It was stupid.
Well, I think they finally realized their mistake, because now they're
they didn't. They didn't realize.
Now we need to go back.
No, they looked at the sales numbers. They were like, dang, ain't nobody buying this game. All right, let's go back to World War II or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's that? I don't know. But I love Black Ops 2 story. Black Ops 2 probably had the one that I felt the most. Because, like, your choices, like, affected how, like, the game played out. Even, like, simple, dumb things. Like, I was riding through the... I was running away from these one guys. Like, there was a fire that was, like, blaring down on this one guy's face. Or blaring down, and then, like, it ran into his face, and I was like, oh, snap. And that kind of, like, changed how, like, he reacted. Like, that messed him up for whatever reason. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like, I love the villain, Raul Menendez. There's one part you get to play as him, and you literally just go through, like, an entire village. You just massacre everyone. Not the innocent people, but, like, the people are occupying there. I want to play Black Ops 2 again. But what were some DLCs that you didn't like?
Well, I only could think of one because I haven't played too many DLCs. It would be Tyranny of King Washington from Assassin's Creed 3.
I loved Assassin's... Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 was awesome.
I loved Assassin's Creed 3. I guess that's our unpopular opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Not a lot
Nobody liked it. A lot of people didn't like Assassin's Creed 3. because like they didn't like Connor.
Yeah, which I guess that was everybody's big gripe.
Which I loved Connor.
I thought it was alright.
I liked him more. One, I don't really care for the Assassin's Creed series that much. Like I just want another Prince of Persia.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I feel like they kind of replaced that
Don't
with
even
Prince
get
of
me
Persia.
started on wanting another Prince of Persia. I haven't played the other ones besides the first one, but I have wanted to. But
The first 3 Prince of Persia that they had on Xbox and GameCube and PlayStation 2, those were phenomenal.
Yeah, and I played a little bit of the rebooted one, and I was like, this is
yeah, they went for like a cel-shaded sort of thing, and then they made the movie tie-in game, which I was like, this is...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I bought that. It was okay, but like...
It's not the first one.
Like, the second one, Warrior Within, I love that game.
It looks really good, and I wanted to get it, but I just never got around to it. So
yeah, I mean that's with any game. There's too many games to just play.
Yeah, and
which that's my
much
problem.
less now. I'm not going to go back and buy a PS2 game. That's just not going to happen right now.
I played it on GameCube, so I don't know why that's so funny. But when you say like, oh yeah, this big game, like I played it on the GameCube, a little small disc. Yeah, I played that. It was great.
That's a good point. I forgot how tiny those discs are.
I don't know. Nintendo's weird.
And then now they're back to cartridges, but whatever.
I actually like that because I don't know. Nintendo is weird. They're like that weird kid in high school who's like,
likes to eat the glue.
Eating paste in the background, like in the back, and you're like, what is he doing? And he's like, but then he's like making something cool. He's like, this paste is good though. But like they're super smart, but they eat paste.
Yep.
And that's Nintendo.
They really are truly mad scientists.
They are geniuses. Like man, like you get to talking like, oh, he makes some sense. Yeah.
Maybe Rick from Rick and Morty is like a personification of Nintendo.
Drunk and crazy.
But with cool ideas? Possibly.
Amazing ideas.
But yeah, Tyranny of King Washington, like, it's not that I hated it. It just felt like, for what I paid for it.
How much was it?
It was, because it came out in 3, maybe 5 episodes, and it was like $30 altogether. And there definitely wasn't enough content in there to warrant the purchase.
No.
At all.
I remember I killed George Washington by accident in that game.
What?
Well, because I went Eagle Vision, and it was at the point where you're at the fortress or whatever, and you're Connor, and I was like, and he was gold, and I was like, oh, well, that means I have to kill him. I didn't read what the game was telling me to do, and I was like, just stabbed him, and it was like, you killed George Washington, and I was like, oh, whoops. But then again, I was like, he owned slaves, so I was like, whatever.
But the concept of the DLC was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really dug it. But it just wasn't worth what I paid at all. Here's hoping Assassin's Creed Origins is good.
It looks good. I'm excited for Assassin's Creed Origins. It looks like they actually took time and made a game.
Yeah.
I think with Assassin's Creed, like each game, they sort of learned something from the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But with Black Flag to Unity, they're like, I still haven't played Unity. I played 2 seconds of Unity, and I was like, this is weird.
I bet that team that made Unity will never be trusted with another Assassin's Creed game ever again.
I was like, yeah, you're fired.
Yeah, because the team that's making Origins is the team that made Black Flag.
But there's no pirate ships, so I'm cool with that. Is there pirate ships?
I don't think there's really any ship combat per se.
I've only ever seen like just the grounds combat in Assassin's Creed.
But I think they're really smart with taking a year off.
Because
apparently they were working. Because I read the article that they were working on Origins since production of Unity.
Really?
Yeah.
That game better be amazing because Unity came out. What was that? 2014 or 15?
Something like that.
Around there.
But I think what's cool, like just from the amount of detail that they put into it already, is that like if you get shot with arrows like onto your shield, you can actually pull the arrows off the shield and restock your arrow and ammunition.
That's unnecessary, but I like that they did that.
Like I'm just saying, like it's probably to that point where they got it so well polished that they can add in stupid stuff like
and
that.
I hope the game doesn't become too dense and like there's just too much stuff where it's like, I can't complete this. You keep throwing all of this like awesome stuff at me where it's like, all right, I'm just going to veer off and do another thing. Like, I buy a game to beat it.
Yeah.
That has happened this year, I think, 4 times. I've only ever beaten a game because like games are so so dense now because like people feel like I feel this way too. Like you have to justify. All right, this is $60. There has to be X amount of there has to be this, and this in order for me to say, all right, I'm going to buy this.
Right.
I think there was one game that came out, Yakuza Kiwami. I never got a chance to play the first Yakuza on the PS2 because my parents never really bought me video games. Like that was like a birthday and like Christmas thing.
Right.
But in that time span, oh snap! This other Dragon Ball game came out. I want that. Or Naruto, yeah. So,
sure.
And Yakuza just got pushed to the wayside. Like, I knew about it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And then, like, when I had like my own PS2, I didn't have like money, so it was like kind of like, "Oh, I'm stuck playing Mega Man X Collection," which I'm fine with that. I love Mega Man.
You would like my Capcom shirt that I have.
I'd like Capcom anything.
Because my Capcom shirt literally just says Capcom, and it's got like one side of it is full of Street Fighter characters, and the other side is full of Mega Man characters.
That sounds amazing. It's like me and Capcom, we have an abusive relationship. Like I don't mean to make light of this, but I feel like I'm kind of like battered with Capcom.
That's fair.
Because like with Street Fighter V, they got all this DLC and stupid costume. Like, oh, I can just cut Chun-Li in a bathing suit. Here's my $6. Oh, Ryu's a schoolboy with a little piece of weed in his, a little like.
Oh, the
weed
like
stalk,
hay or weed.
Yeah, hair in his mouth. $6. There you go. This stage, $10. There you go, Capcom. You're so great. And then like, I don't know. I love Capcom. I think they're doing dumb things right now, but I also think they're doing some really good things that they don't get credit for.
Yeah. They definitely have some sort of identity crisis, I think, but...
Not so much an identity crisis, they just need to figure out what the heck they want to do.
Yeah, it's almost like they're spreading themselves too thin, almost.
And...
like, dipping into too many sauces.
I don't know if it's that. I think it's that, like...
I don't know.
They're trying to... I literally don't... I don't know. I don't know what Capcom's trying to do. I know I'm going to buy the next game they put out because I bought Marvel Infinite. Like, I literally woke up at like 9, got ready, went to Best Buy, bought Marvel Infinite. I was like, I need it. I need it. That game is ugly.
Yeah,
it is so bad looking.
I've seen gameplay videos and like the PS4 shares that you've been uploading, and like it looks so much better in motion.
In motion, but when you get
and then
close,
when I saw that like your victory or you're losing, like the loss, and I'm like, oh god, those character models though.
Yeah, like some of them look really good, like X and Zero, which they're easy to make. They're just like little pieces of metal and then like a quick face. You can't mess that up.
But it's like humans look terrible.
Like Frank West, he looks good. But Chun-Li, even after like the whole update, she still looks kind of rough. Dante, I think what they were trying to do with him is, I think there may have been like a, disconnect of what they were like, design they were going with. Part of me thinks that they were like, we're going to do the DMC Dante, because like he kind of looks like a drug addict,
like emo looking,
right? And that's what Dante looked like in the story demo. And I was like, that kind of looks like DMC. Like, put some black hair on him. That's DMC.
And then they're like, wait, crap. Hold
on. And like they were like, all right, show us what you got. And they were like, what are you doing? We will know the white hair. This game will really not sell if we don't put the white hair Dante in it. What is wrong with you? And they're like, all right, just put some white hair and call it a day.
Secretly, the art director or like one of the artists were like, but I really like DMC Dante, like, so I'm going to sneak this in there.
Right. It looked bad. Like it. I want people to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Like, cause
I will once I buy it. It's just like it's just when I went to Best Buy today and I even saw it and I like was this close to buying it. But I'm like, it's $60.
I mean, to the average consumer, it is not worth $60. To a fighting game fan like myself, I will easily drop $60 on it.
Yeah, and I consider myself a fighting game fan. Maybe not to your level, but I just saw it and I was just like. But when I was thinking about Injustice and how much content is in there,
right, and
I'm like looking at Marvel versus Capcom and Infinite, and I'm like,
right, and you
really?
know, like Injustice is kind of like the silent king of fighting games right now. Like it has the most content. It has that story was fantastic. NetherRealm Studios, like I said, they know how to like write. They get good writers. They did everything right. But with me, I kind of fell off Injustice. Like I deleted it off my PS4 today because like there was an update that like took away all your gear. Yeah, and I have a lot of gear for like Supergirl and Starfire, like characters I like, and I was like, I'm not losing that gear. Like, so I was like, I'm just gonna delete it. And I also haven't played Injustice in like a good 2 months.
yeah, then that's fine.
Right. I don't feel bad that I bought it though. Like I was like, yeah, no, Injustice 2 is like they're kind of like the Silent King. Like they give you the most bang for your buck.
For sure.
If you were like, hey, should I buy Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or Injustice 2? I would say, well, what kind of a fighting game person are you? You just want to like jump in, do quick matches? Go with Injustice. If you're like, oh, I want to like actively learn a game and I just want crazy hype fun, I would probably say Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite it's really hard on the eyes, but man, is it fun! Like I feel like I'm addicted to that game.
That's fair, and I want to be addicted to that game. I really do. I'm sure I will. Once I get it,
like learning. Like I've never had this much fun learning a game. I think the last time I had this much fun learning a game, it was Tekken 4 with Jin Kazama and like his whole new moveset. I was just blown away. I was like, all right, I went to the training room and I just found out every combo and everything I could do. Like I love Tekken 7. Like I love it's one of my favorite games right now. But something about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that just it keeps making me come back. Like I don't play Marvel. You know what I mean?
It's like that friend that like always has your back.
Right.
Like you always think about on the
right, game. And it's like, hey, let me call Marvel. What are they doing? I'm like, what's going on, man? They talk to you for a little bit. It's always fun. They frustrate you a little bit. It's like, oh, why are you like this?
Like they say that they're gonna pay for your B-dubs, but they don't.
Right. I got you. And then like it's time to pay. All right, man, you pay up. They're like, I left my wallet. Like, what do you mean? You said what?
It's like, oh, I got $5.
Right. So then you have to pay. You look like, oh my gosh, like this is why I don't talk to you sometimes, man. And like there are some days just like I don't want to. Okay, I'll play Marvel.
Right. But you mentioned that Tekken 7 is one of your favorite games that you're playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
What are some others? Two or three others.
For other games that I really like right now I started playing Nier Automata again. I love that game. I just bought the DLC for it. The big convoluted number. Nier Automata is that's probably one of the most ambitious games that's come out because like there's 26 endings.
What?
Yeah, and you're supposed to get them all to figure out like everything that's going on. And in order to play the DLC, you have to like get like one of the endings C or D. Now, if you get ending E, you can't play the DLC. And so I was like, you have to like start over and then like get the other endings. I was like, that's so weird, but I kind of like it. Like
it's like a choose your own adventure game where it has like restrictions on like how you can continue.
I spent $14 on this crap. Let me play the DLC however I want. So I, being the smart person I am, I had like 3 different save files, and so I have one save file where I'm going to get all 26 endings, and they have the other save file, which I can play my DLC.
Gotcha.
One thing I don't like is that the weapons and stuff I get in that one aren't going to transfer over to the one I, like actively trying to beat that, 100% the game. But Nier, I love that game. It's super fun. And then Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Tekken 7, Nier, and Marvel. Those are like the games that just make me keep coming back. Like,
oh, that's fair.
I have games that I'm playing right now. Oh, shoot. Take Marvel, I'll put Yakuza Kiwami.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I love that. I love Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah, because you played that, like,
I played that non-stop.
Because, like, you bought it, and then, like, a few days later, you're like, yeah, you already put, like, 20 hours into it, or beat it, and I was like, jeez.
Like, it... Oh, man. Like, even though there's, like, of course, the language disconnect of, like, it being all in Japanese, I literally felt like for every character, like, they spend a great amount... I don't know how, like, a lot of Japanese games do it, but, like, they'll make you care about everything. Oh, like, I cared about this homeless dude that was like, oh, I need a coat, it was cold. And I was like, oh, man, yeah, let me go get you a coat. And so, like, in order to get him a coat, you have to do this other quest. They have to get, like, some guy his glass, and then the glasses dude's like, hey, I got a coat that I don't know what I'm doing with. I found it. And it's like, what are you doing picking up coats? Like,
why couldn't you just buy a coat?
Right! And so I was like, all right, this is just weird. But I was like, yeah, I got the coat for the dude. I literally sprinted. I was like, I got your coat, homeless dude. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, it made me feel good.
That's fair.
And, like, and they're putting out free DLC for it, which I was like, I thought it was going to be, like, just remaster and call it a day. Like, it's really just, like, outfits right now and, like...
Oh, okay.
Which...
Say, free is free.
Yeah, right, hey. Whatever. I love Yakuza Kiwami. And, like, after you beat it, there's a little girl you meet, Haruka. She'll, like, hey, can we go on an adventure and blah, blah, blah. And you can, like, take her along, you can, like, hold her hand, like, it's like, oh, that's sweet. We're walking a little very slow, and, dudes keep trying to fight me, but it's still kind of cool.
Fair.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I probably should get the elephant out of the
Persona
room.
5, right?
Yeah. Who would have guessed?
Right.
But yeah, Persona 5, like I told you, I have like 110 hours into the game.
I've only ever done with 2 other games.
I would say that I haven't done this with any other Persona game, but I have. But I would say this is probably the most hours I've put into a Persona game, for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, Persona 5, I can't say enough good things about it. It's another one of those games where it might not be for everybody, but I would say just try it. Like, if you're, like, tempted to get into a JRPG, but you're not so sure about it, maybe try this one. It's a little bit off the deep end with the story. Like, well...
A little bit? You're going to sit there and say it's just a little bit off the deep. All right, continue. My bad.
I'm just kidding. It's one of those games where you don't have to get into how deep it goes if you don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
But it
makes the experience that much better.
Yeah, and I know that you've brought up the thing of turn-based RPGs where... what is it? It kind of gets boring for you at least?
Well, no, it's not so much that it gets boring. It's just in my mind, I'm like, you could have blocked that. While he's charging up, stab him in the chest.
Okay, that's what your reasoning is.
Yeah,
it's like it doesn't feel organic.
No. Again, it's just in my.
It doesn't make logical sense to take turns attacking.
Yeah, like, this is a fight. I'm trying to win. The same thing. Like I don't really like a lot of Pokemon games, but I love Pokken Tournament because like I can be Pikachu and just like uppercut the crap out of Charizard. Like that kind of makes sense. It's a fight,
right?
But I love Final Fantasy IV, which is like as turn-based as it gets.
What are you talking about?
I'm a complete contradiction in everything.
Okay. But I think what you would like about it, though, is that there's skills that you can unlock by achieving certain social link ranks with other characters that can totally change how combat goes, or even make it so much more advantageous for you. Like, there's this one skill that you can get from a character where if you ambush an enemy, like, because how it works is like all the enemies are kind of walking around and you're exploring the dungeon.
Yeah.
But if you come into contact with the enemy, then it becomes a turn-based like combat. if that makes sense. Like,
Like,
do you
yeah.
remember? Like, do you remember like any of the Tales games? Like Tales
Yeah.
of Symphonia, it's kind of like that. Like you see the enemy like on the world map, blah blah blah, and you would hit it, and then you go into the actual combat. But in this, it's a turn-based.
Yeah,
combat.
okay.
But if you ambush the enemy, so like just hit him behind the back or sneak up on him,
Mm-hmm.
this one skill like totally ends the fight. Then it's like a insta kill. So it's a way of kind of getting rid of that repetition, and then
Right.
there's other skills that as soon as you start the battle, then you have them like the enemy in a disadvantage where you can do an all-out attack and
Yeah.
deal massive damage right off the bat.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a really interesting story. I'm still kind of debating on whether I like it as much as 3 or 4. I guess I'll have to wait until the end to know for sure. But it's feeds my like gotta catch 'em all thing, because I told you about how many.
Oh, yeah, how many personas there are.
Yeah, I have about 50% of the personas available, and there's 190
That just,
in total.
It just feels too much like, almost like slavery is like, oh, catch them, fight for me. Do what I say. But Persona 5 is like really interesting. Like from the first time I saw it, I was like, I could really spend a lot of time playing.
Yeah, and what I like about this though is that you're not like forcing these personas to fight for you. They actually almost like form contracts with you. That's how it works. It's like when you're in these battles, because in previous Persona games, it was just kind of like you got personas as loot, which for people that don't know, personas are these like entities that you can summon for special skills.
They're like stands in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Sure. But in previous games, they worked as kind of loot.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about Persona 5 is it goes back to the old Shin Megami Tensei games where you actually have to negotiate with the enemy to join you. So
Okay, all right. No, I see exactly what you're talking about, because like they kind of had that in Metal Gear Solid 5, where like you would kidnap like an enemy soldier, but this would be something totally like off screen, and then you're like, hey, you got an enemy in a brig, or like, hey, you convinced someone to join you.
yeah,
So
pretty
that's
much.
interesting.
Yeah. So how it would work is, first you would have to make it so that you used a weak or an element attack that the enemy was weak to knock them down. Once they're knocked down, you can talk to them, and then depending on their personality type of the persona, or in that case it's a shadow, they would tell you something, and you have to use the correct response that aligns with that personality. And then the shadow will be like, oh, I'll join you. I remember who I really am, type of person, and they join you. Or you can, sometimes if you defeat all the other enemies, then they'll actually go up to you and ask to join you because they don't want to die. So basically,
You know what kind of type of person I like?
What's that?
The type of person that's listening to this podcast, because this podcast is brought to you by you, the viewer. So we appreciate you if you made it through this far. How far are we in?
1 hour and 3 minutes. And we've only made it through like a couple of our favorite stuff to wrap it up.
So yeah,
But I'll try to cut it short. Persona 5 is great storyline. There's been awesome plot twists that have been awesome, and what I really like about the Persona series, in short, is most JRPGs are pretty lighthearted. This one has a facade of lightheartedness that's covering the dark undertone of what it actually is.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I've told you, the Persona 3, that one, the whole theme of that is death and accepting death, and 4 is kind of accepting your true self, and 5 is all about breaking free from the corruption of society. And
Persona game's getting real.
yeah,
Sheesh.
like they all feel relevant, and all the characters you can identify a certain aspect of each character.
That's interesting.
Or like you would know somebody like, wow, that person, like I kind of get what that person's going through now because of this character. But yeah, great game, great characters, everything. Second favorite is Injustice 2. I spent a lot of time with Injustice 2.
The exact opposite of me.
Yeah, I like as soon as I got it, I set Persona 5 aside and
really,
wow. I played Injustice 2 hard.
I think we played two different Injustice 2 games. I didn't put any game aside after that. I played it for a little bit. I was like, that's cool.
But I think what enticed me the most is just I'm like a loot addict when it comes to, like, I love getting loot in any type of game. So when I found out there was loot boxes and you can customize your character the way you want,
You're like, oh my god, yes!
I'm like, this is pretty much everything I would have ever wanted from a fighting game.
Right.
And then plus I really like the multiverse mode because it changes all the time, and it always keeps you on your toes on, like, and then it kind of makes you try out other characters too, which is kind of cool.
I don't
depending
like
on the event.
Just because I don't like a lot of the characters in Injustice 2.
That's fair. Some of them are kind of
No, I'm still kind of soul searching in Injustice 2, but
That's
not,
fair.
I literally now I'm not because I'm not playing it right now. But
It's hard to choose a favorite.
Yeah, but like, it's never been this long for me in a fighting game where it's like, all right, this is my main character. I'm going to learn them. Like, it was at first Supergirl, and I was like, all right, cool, kind of feeling Supergirl. Then Tekken 7 came out, and I was like, oh, all right, I have Injustice 2. And then I played a Supergirl, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. Okay.
And then when Sub-Zero came out, I was like, all right, I love Subby Wubby. That's my guy. And
maybe Hellboy will be the character.
Probably not, because I don't know.
But maybe Spawn.
If he's in it,
yeah.
I hope Spawn's in it, because then I'm like, I don't care how he plays, I'm learning Spawn.
I should have probably put that as my worst DLC is Raiden. Raiden did not need to be in this game.
No one needed it. No Mortal
And you know
Kombat character
what
really
the
needed to be in
biggest
it.
like thing that they did is, I don't even know the character that well, but I thought this was dumb, is that the premiere skin for Raiden was
the
Black Lightning, which it should have been the other way around.
Yeah. But not a lot of people know Black Lightning.
I mean,
like,
I don't,
yeah,
but
like, he's getting his own show on the CW. I feel like no one's really going to watch it, but at the same time, it's going to be really good.
yeah. Well, we'll see how the rest of that DLC goes.
Yeah, speaking of TV and superheroes, Punisher, that's coming out soon. I can't wait for that.
I'm so excited for that.
Right.
But
that's going to be on part 2 of the podcast.
yes.
So, thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
For sure.
Yeah, or are you just going to look at me?
I guess I can just keep looking into your eyes as I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to.
No,
as
that's
I try
weird.
to.
Nope.
All right.